Hello and welcome to New Parents in Training. So today we got another baby cam from Noonie. So this one is pretty cool. It's called the 360 Cam 2. Now they sent us the first version before. This is the second version with 2K resolution. Yeah, the resolution is going to be way better than the first one. So anyway, today we're going to unbox it and then go try it out and test it to see how it fares. So let's get this going. Here is the menu instruction. Alright, here is the camera. Ooh. So this one's in black color. Stickers. Okay, so this part was really hard to take out, and I think there's one more box underneath on the bottom. Alright, here we go. The last portion, let's see what they have in store. Okay, nails and wall anchors if you want to put this onto the wall. Charger. Bottom plate to go on the wall. And cable. It's the same style of cable as the previous version. Alright, so here are all the main components of the camera. You have the camera itself, you have the USB cable, and the wall charger, and also the plate that go onto the wall where you're gonna anchor this onto. Alright, so anyway, let me go install this and then try it out. Alright, so before we get started with the setup, just want to let you know there's a 25% discount with the promo code down in the description below, so you can go check it out. Anyway, let's get on with the setup. As you can see, this is the camera. There's not much to it on the back. That's where you're going to put your charging port this into. And right next to it is the reset button. If at any point you need to do some reset, you can do that. There's a speaker on the side. There's an LED light. And now as far as for the camera, if you push it upward, you will find the SD card slot right underneath. Now this slot can support memory card from 4 gig to 128. And I'm using a 64 gig here. And so there you go. And this is the bottom plate. The way that you're gonna put it onto the wall. Basically you install this plate first, and then you slide this over, and that's how you're gonna hook up onto a wall. All right, now plug it in. Here we go, you see the red light. Now it's on. So what it does is ding to turn, tail, pin, and then we'll just stop. And then once you see the light start blinking red, flashing, that's ready to be paired. Now one of the great thing about this particular camera is just how silent it is when it's rotating. Because a lot of time, some of the camera, they will have like motor noise. And if you want to monitor a kid while they are sleeping, so the less noise, the better, to not to disturb them, right? In terms of the app, you can go into their instruction. So I'm gonna just use my camera. Voila. Now I don't have to download it because I already have the app here. So once you open it up, all right, as you can see, once I open it up, there are multiple camera systems already set up here. Now, in order for you to add a new one, you just go to the top right corner, there's a plus sign. You click on it and select whichever one that you want to install. Now, in my case, it's the Noonie 360 Cam. And we'll tell you the instruction, it's super easy. Make sure that the red light is flashing, which it is. Now, the next screen is to connect to the Wi-Fi. Now, FYI, this particular baby cam can only connect to 2.4 gigahertz. Now once you have selected that, click next. It will give you a QR code which you can enlarge, and what you do now is just pull it in front of the camera until it gets scanned. Alright, you make a noise, and now it's flashing white and trying to connect. So once the light is steady white, is solid white, it's not flashing anymore, then you can click on next. Okay, now that it's done, the light is solid now. This is done, as you can see. Now let's just try a little bit. Oh wow. It's very responsive. So it looks like if you swipe just once, it moves a little bit, but if you hold it down, you keep on rotating until you stop. So this is pretty cool. All right, so if you go into the setting, a couple of things I learned while I was using the older model. Some of the settings that you should set up, you see the LED indicator, which is this light right here. Now it's better off you turn it off. So this way, especially in the dark room, it's very noticeable, and it freaked my kid out a couple times before. So I always leave it out. And then the synchronized time, a lot of time when you first set it up, especially if you are in a state that has daylight saving, the time might be off. So I will always synchronize the time, make sure the time that it has on the app is the same time that I have on my phone. The audio and video, make sure that you have the night vision on auto. So that way, once the room gets dark, it will automatically turn on the night vision. And the startup sound, I turn it off. And just in case sometime when the machine gets reboot or you lost power somehow, and then we get restart, it will make that noise. And I don't want to disturb my kids while they are sleeping. Now sharing, this is pretty cool. You can always share this with different users. Now, if I have family members that comes over, they're gonna watch my kids, I can share the app with them. And once they have left, then I can cancel the camera sharing. So that way it's just more convenient for whoever coming over to babysit a kid. Now, if you go into the storage, they have a couple options. You can either sign up with a cloud service, which there's a fee to it. You can either do it monthly or annually. Now, if you opt for the SD card, and like I am doing, I just put SD card in there and I put on the loop recordings. Once it reaches the limit of the SD card, it will just loop back to the old footage, re-record over that, so you will never run out of space. All right, very quickly, let's talk about the physical installation of the camera itself. You need to take out the base plate and drill 2 holes corresponding to the base plate onto the wall. Make sure you use a wall anchor to hold the screws. Since I already done that with the previous camera, so I don't have to drill anymore, but essentially it's fairly simple and very straightforward. And now you just need to put in the camera onto the base plate and then plug it in, and that's it. Now let's talk about the camera itself. Here is a comparison between the old one and the new one. Now, as you can see, the color is definitely much more clear. And also, get this, I was able to see more of the room than the previous version. Now, one of the reasons why I need to put as high as possible in the room for the camera is the fact that I want to see the entire room. But unfortunately, at the time, the cable is not long enough, so I can only go up to a certain height. Now, with the old camera, I can probably see about 85 to 90% of the room. But with the new camera, not only is in a much better resolution, I am able to see the entire room. Yeah, so that was a very interesting find. And also, the camera itself has 8 times zoom ability. You can actually zoom in quite a bit and still be able to tell what it is that you are looking at. Now, for instance, here I zoom in on a train book that my son has in his bed. If you look closely enough, you can actually see what the title of the book is. So yeah, that is extremely powerful. And some other function that this camera has, it has a detection function. So it can detect motion or sound. Normally what I do is, since my son is a little bit older, I don't want him to make any type of noise and not get a notification. So I set the sensor to low. So that way, unless he's really making noise or he's really talking inside a room, I am not gonna get notification, nor am I gonna go in and see what's going on. It's very useful. They have 3 settings, so you can kind of mess around to see which one you prefer the most. Also, this camera is able to track motion. So if it sees something in the room, it will start tracking it anywhere that it goes. So you can see here, I'm moving around and the camera is trying to follow me as I'm going left and right to left. Typically, I don't use it because my son, when he's playing in his room, he does not want the camera to move around. And that will typically freak him out. Something that to keep in mind, but it's really useful. So this is my review of the new Noonie 360 Cam 2. So if you have any questions, comment down below. Until next time, bye.